Emram Tablet 5, the dweller of Unal. Often dream I of buried Atlantis, lost in the ages that have passed into night. Aeon on aeon, thou existed in beauty, a light shining through the darkness of night. Mighty in power, ruling the earthborn, Lord of the earth in Atlantis' day. King of the nations, master of wisdom, light through Untitled, keeper of the way. Dwelt in his temple the master of Unal, light of the earth in Atlantis' day. This shit sound like poetry. Master he from a cycle beyond us, living in bodies as one among men, not as the earthborn, he from beyond us, son of a cycle advanced beyond man. Know ye, O man, that harlot, the master, was never one with the children of men. Far in the past time, when Atlantis first grew as a power, appeared there one with the key of wisdom, showing the way of light to all. Showed he to all men the path of attainment, way of the light that flows among men, mastering darkness, leading the man's soul upward to heights that were one with the light. Divided the kingdoms into sections, 10 were they, ruled by children of men. Upon another built he a temple, but not by the children of men. Out of the ether called he its substance, molded and formed by the power of Thoth-The-Atlantean. Into the forms he built with his mind. Damn. Now that's heavy. Miles upon miles it covered the land. Damn, this sound like the Tower of Babylon. Space upon space it grew in his might. Black yet not black, but dark like the space-time. Deep in the heart, the essence of light. Swiftly the temple grew into being, molded and shaped by the word of the dweller. Now remember the dweller, this is who we talking about the whole time. He's called Harlot, the master. He was the one that first, when Atlantis began in the early days, he was the one that taught the children of man. He was the one that erected a pyramid out of ether. Okay, so that's what he's talking about. Swiftly the temple grew into being, molded and shaped by the word of the dweller, called from the formless into a form. Built he then within great chambers, filled them with forms, called forth from the ether, filled them with wisdom called forth by his mind. Damn. So right here, I'm getting my interpretation. So right here, what we have is a being so superior and so far advanced, they have the ability to draw objects from the ether or higher dimensions and lower the vibration and make it materialize on a low vibration, on the third density level. So we're dealing with an interdimensional being here. Now let's read the interpretation of Maurice Durrell. This perhaps is the most mystical of the tablets, containing also information hitherto withheld from man. Thought is musing on the glories of Atlantis at its zenith as compared to the world around him at that time. The dweller on Unal, the master harlot, was ruler of all the earth through the cosmic power he wielded. Though he did not intervene in the government of nations unless it was absolutely necessary, Harlot was not entirely of this cycle, but was one of the extensions of one of the lords of the cycles, manifesting on Earth's surface to fulfill certain necessary functions, helping to establish knowledge and harmony among men. He established the kingdoms of Atlantis, dividing them among the races and placing the highest developed ones as kings over the rest of men. He then built the temple of Unal from the ether of primal substance, molding it to form by his will using the power of Yotolin, not translated, to hold it in form. The temple was square and had 3 miles to a side and was a mile high. It did not truly rest, in third dimensional space, but in the ninth dimension. Therefore the blackness. Ooh, I knew it. I knew it. See, I be on my shit. No weapon from the third dimension could harm nor even touch it. Damn. For anything cast against it would be lost in the curves of the ninth dimension. It had within its heart the essence of light, for there was the gateway to a Menti where the flower of life burns eternally. The dweller used the word in molding the form of the temple, the word being then expressed as Yotolin. Within the temple, the dweller erected mighty machines of many kinds, forming them out of the primeval matter and started them in motion by his will. Thus actuated, they would run forever. For the will which supplied their motive power is an eternal thing. In the temple the dweller was at most times unmanifest, and that is his physical body, which he occupied from time to time, remained in the temple, while his consciousness he was manifested elsewhere. He was meditating. Now I'm going to say that before I get back reading the writings of Thoth in the Emerald Tablets. I'm pretty sure if you religious, this shit gonna go right over your head. This ain't for you. Okay? And if you stuck in one book, you 9 times out of 10 you're religious. You trapped in a box. This ain't for you. But if you are spiritual and your soul has reached a certain peak, and when you hear these words of understanding, it makes you fiend for more of it. It makes you lust for more knowledge of that which is presented. This is for you. And all that means is that you have a more evolved soul. And you probably got an old soul 9 times out of 10. Your soul ancient, okay? So don't let nobody tell you just because of your physical age, that's your age. You ancient. You're way older than your physical body, okay? Because your soul is, ain't no telling how old it is. It's probably millions and billions of years old. Okay? But let's continue. Formless was he within his temple, yet was he formed in the image of man, dwelling among them, yet not of them. Strange and far different was he from the children of men. Chose he then from among the people 3 who became the gateway. 3 who became his gateway. Chose he the 3 from the highest to become his links with Atlantis. Messengers they who carried his counsel to the kings of the children of man. Brought he forth others and taught them wisdom. Teachers they to the children of man. Placed he them on the island of Unal to stand as teachers of light to man. Each of those who were thus chosen taught must he be for years 5 and 10. Only thus could he have understanding to bring light to the children of man. Thus there came into being the temple, a dwelling place for the master of man. I, Thoth, have ever sought wisdom, searching in darkness and searching in light. Long in my youth have I traveled the pathway, seeking ever new knowledge to gain, until after much striving, one of the 3 to me brought the light. Brought he to me the commands of the dweller, called me from the darkness into light. Brought he me before the dweller, deep in the temple before the great fire. There on the great throne beheld I the dweller, clothed with the light and flashing with fire. Down I knelt before the great wisdom, knowing the light flowing through me in waves. Heard I then the voice of the dweller. The dweller sound like he a motherfucker. Sound like a light being. Heard I then the voice of the dweller. O darkness, come into the light. Long have ye sought the pathway to light. Each soul on earth that loosens its feathers shall soon be made free from the bondage of night. Forth from the darkness have ye arisen. Closer approach the light of your goal. Here ye shall dwell as one of my children, keeper of records, gathered by wisdom, instruments thou of the light from beyond. Ready be thou made to do what is needed, preserver of wisdom through the ages of darkness. That shall come fast on the children of men. Live thee here and drink of all wisdom. Secrets and mysteries unto thee shall unveil. I'm going to say something. I got to say this. And it's just because of other things that I've read. In the Holy Quran, it talks about we taught men how to write by the use of pen. We this. We taught man this, we taught man that. We fashioned man out of mud and this and that. Okay, now we know that it was Thoth-The-Atlantean and his entourage that taught the Egyptians how to write, how to do astrology, astronomy. We also know that Nomo, the fish-looking, half fish, mermaid-looking man that came from Sirius, that went on the water, he taught the Dogons. So we know that it was some extraterrestrials that taught them, and we know that it was some black people that looked just like black people today, which were the Atlanteans, that kept their legacy alive through the Egyptian mystery schools that taught civilization. Egypt was the light of the world, okay? You could just read Gerald Massey's book, Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, and you'll find that out. Or you could just read Stolen Legacy by George Jim James, and you will see that it was ancient Egypt that educated the world. You could read Count Volney's book, the European French scholar that wrote the book Falls and Ruins of Empires. He would tell you that it was the Ethiopians that were taught by the Egyptians that gave language, taught them how to speak, Caucasians that is, taught them how to speak, how to read, how to write, how to walk upright, because it took them out the caves, how to bury their dead, how to, stuff like that. So we know that the Holy Quran is talking about these ascended masters. Okay, when they say we taught men how to use the pen. And even the guy, the mystery man that taught Moses, that told Moses on his journey in the Holy Quran that don't ask me no questions. If you ask me any questions, I'm going to have to dismiss this mission with you. This was one of these beings that I'm reading about where it talk about this dweller. Now let's read the interpretation of this here, what we just read by Maurice Durrell. 3 from among the highest developed of men were chosen to be messengers of the dweller. Wait, let me say this before I continue. We know that Moses was Thoth-Moses, Akhenaten, okay? If it wasn't Akhenaten, it was a Thoth-Moses from Egypt. If this Moses ever was physically alive on this earth. It had to be Thoth-Moses, okay, or Akhenaten. It had to be Thoth-Moses the third. It had to be one of the Thoth-Moses, okay. But anyway, let's continue. See what Maurice Durrell got to say about this. 3 from among the highest developed men were chosen to be messengers of the dweller. They were carefully trained in their work by the dweller, while through them he chose others and had them placed on Unal, opposite Unal, to be teachers and priests to Atlantis. These later were the priests, scientists, and philosophers. Each of them was taught for 15 years by the 3 before they were allowed to teach others. So they had to get that shit down pat. Thoth made his first contact with the dweller through one of his 3 messengers. He was led before the dweller in the temple in the place of the great fire. But this sounds just like the king of the world that lived in Shambhala, where it talk about his temple had these tongues of fire around it. Even the book of Enoch talk about this head of days, or this ancient of days. He sat up on the throne and around it was blazing fire. So this dweller, whose name is Harlot, could this have been the king of the world at this time? Because we know that the king of the world is just a title, just like president, and every so many years somebody else comes and replaces this king of the world, or this title known as the Gautama, or the Mayanga, or however you say that damn word, the matriarch, or whatever the word they're using, or Allah, the highest title they claim in the Islamic world. So we know that the word Shambhala is what the Atlanteans use as far as Thoth in this here book, which we will get to, where Thoth says his people went to Shambhala. Sham means temple of, or temple, and Allah is another word for God. So Allah is a very old word. Shamp Allah. Okay? We'll get there eventually. Anyway, let me continue. We just got done talking about the tongues of fire around this here temple. This fire was not the fire of life, but the radiation caused by the junction of the space of the temple and the space of Amenti. Now we just established that Amenti is in Agartha. Okay? It's in basically the Europeans' hell, what they taught our ancestors during slavery. Okay, let's continue. Thoth was led before the dweller who seated on the throne reflected the light from the gateway. To Thoth he appeared to be literally clothed with fire. Oh yeah, he was in his light body. Okay, let's just get that established. He was informed by the dweller that he was chosen to be keeper of the records, for the dweller could look into man's future, knowing the changes in consciousness would eventually bring a wave of units of consciousness of low development to earth. So he could look into the Akashic records, or look into your Akashic records. This means that he was a very high being, because only a divine being could look into a person's personal Akashic records. Alright, you have to be some type of very high spiritual being to look into a person's personal Akashic records. Because only the average soul is allowed to look into their Akashic records and nobody else's. But they're allowed to look at major events that took place on earth, those Akashic records. So whoever this being is, he powerful as hell. Okay, let's continue. He also knew the destruction of parts of Earth's surface must come. This sounds like the king of the world. So steps must be taken so that nothing would be lost. Thoth had earned this great privilege by his own effort. The reference to the dweller as master of cycles is reference to earth cycles, not cosmic cycles. He was the guardian of man's progress from one earth cycle to another. Thoth asks for wisdom to be given him so that he can pass the knowledge he is to be given to man. Thoth is promised eternal life so that he may fulfill his purpose. He remained in the temple until he received his full illumination. Thoth uses the knowledge given to him to penetrate the secrets of space, time, and matter, and in these discovers even more and greater secrets. In the later days of Atlantis, the great wave of consciousness which had once occupied the bodies of Earthmen had passed to Venus, and the consciousness which occupied the bodies of the masses were from Mars. Damn. These were more materialistic than the preceding consciousness, and looking to the darkness instead of the light opened Yog-Sag Thoth, the gateway to the cycle below. Now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to stop right here with his interpretation, because he about to explain this part, his interpretation. So I'm going to read what Thoth has to say concerning the dweller of Unal in the tablet 5. Okay. Now let us pick off from where we left off over here so we can get a full understanding. We're going to start right here. Here ye shall dwell as one of my children, keeper of records gathered by wisdom, instrument thou of the light from beyond, ready to be thou made to do what is needed, preserver of wisdom through the ages of darkness, that shall come fast on the children of men. Live thee here and drink of all wisdom, secrets and mysteries until thee shall unveil. Then answer I, the master of cycles, saying, O light that descended to man, give thou to me of thy wisdom, that I might be a teacher of men. Give thou of thy light, that I may be free. Spoke then to me again the master, age after age shall ye live through your wisdom. Hey, when o'er Atlantis the ocean waves roll, holding the light thou hiding in darkness, ready to come whenever thou shalt call. Go thee now and learn greater wisdom. Grow thou through light to infinities all. Long then dwelt I in the temple of the dweller, until at last I was one with the light. Followed I then to the path to the star plains. Followed I then the pathway to light. Deep into earth's heart I followed the pathway, learning the secrets below as above, learning the pathway to the halls of Amenti, learning the law that balances the world. To the earth's hidden chambers pierced I by my wisdom, deep through the earth's crust, into the pathway hidden from ages from the children of men. You heard that? Deep through the earth's crust. Okay? He went to hell, y'all. So-called hell, but it's really paradise. Okay? So we got to get that shit straight off the jump, because we've been just so brainwashed with absolute shit water. Black people anyway. This is what we need to understand. This is why we must read these ancient texts that go back 36,000 years. Okay? We've been here. Shit. Anyway. Where was I? Yeah, hidden from ages from the children of men. Unveiled before me even more wisdom. Until I reached a new knowledge. Found that all is part of an all. Great and yet greater than all that we know. Searched out infinity's heart through the ages. Deep and yet deeper, more mysteries I found. Now as I look back through the ages, know I that wisdom is boundless, ever grown, greater throughout the ages, one with infinities greater than all. Light there was in ancient Atlantis, yet darkness too was hidden in all. Fell from the light into the darkness. Some who had risen to heights among men, proud they became because of their knowledge. Proud were they of their place among men. See, that's where they fucking up at. That's where they fucking up at. Deep devolved they into the forbidden. Opened the gateway that led to below. I know some shit gonna happen bad when you do that. All that pride and shit. That's when your ego kick in. And that motherfucker will drag you down. Make many enemies. Make you self-centered. Anyway, make you want to be the center of attention, the spotlight and shit. Let's see what Maurice Durrell has to say in his interpretation. Alright. We're going to start right here because I already done read part of that right there to connect with what was already said over here. So, I ain't got time to be going back and forth over the same shit. It was perhaps this part of their nature which had kept them from going on with their fellows. The one who opens the door to the cycle below must be a master, else he will not be so balanced and power that he can keep those from below from coming up. While men were doing this, the dweller was detached from his body and projected to where it was taking place. When the dweller saw what was taking place, he returned to his body and called the messengers and sent them through Atlantis, bringing certain ones to Unal. The dweller then descended to Amenti and passed from there the forced chambers, opening into the channel through which Earth's balance passes. See, inner Earth. Yeah, of course, that's the hollow Earth. That's Agartha. Let's get it straight. Let's get it straight now. Ain't no flat Earth. It might be flat on the top, but that motherfucker got lots of room on the inside. When the pyramid of force passed, he drew upon the power of the seven and changed the balance of Earth from one channel to another and closed the old channel. We talking about channels of consciousness, y'all. He got power over the... This some heavy shit. We just read that we're talking about a being that have power over the waves of units of consciousness of low development in the earth. Okay, so we talking about a powerful person here. Now, where was I? The resultant sinking of Atlantis shattered the opening by destroying the space warping machines set up by the Atlanteans. Thoth is called before the dweller and commanded to go forth to the land still above water, taking those from Unal and removing the records of the ancient wisdom. He is commissioned as teacher or conveyor of light. Thoth gathered together the records, scientific instruments, and machines, and with the wise men of Atlantis, entered a spaceship and flew to Kim, or Egypt, meaning the land of the black people. The motive power of the spaceship was energy extracted from the sun and stored. Electricity is one form of this force, but qualified by emanations from the pyramid of force. When the spaceship had left, the dwellers sealed the temple, and sank it in Unal beneath the waters. Beneath the waves, basically waters. He and three then went elsewhere. Thoth arrived in Egypt and conquered the barbarians. He then buried the spaceship and certain implements of warfare beneath a great rock, which is the Sphinx, which was then carved as the Sphinx. When the time arrives that invaders from space attack the earth, it will be brought forth to repel them. I be damned. Thoth gives a key for opening the hidden passage from the pyramid to the Sphinx. The same key will open the door to the room from which opens the path to Amenti. Now I'm going to say this right quick before I continue. The same shit that you seen in the movie The Titans, Clash of the Titans. The Titans didn't, the damn angels didn't come until the Titans got unleashed. So it is with Thoth and the Atlanteans and the people of Agartha. They are not going to come to the surface until they meet somebody that is on their frequency, spiritually, technologically, okay? They are not going to come on the surface until somebody that matches their requirements comes. Just like you saw in the movie The Clash of the Titans. Sought they to gain ever more knowledge, but seeking to bring it up from below. He who descends below must have balance, else he is bound by lack of our light. Open they then by their knowledge pathways forbidden to men. Built in his temple, all seeing the dweller lay in his Agwenti, whatever that is. Oh, that's got to be like his sarcophagus or something, because he laying in there. While through Atlantis his soul roamed free, saw he the Atlanteans by their magic, opening the gateway that would bring the earth to a great woe. Fast fled his soul then back to his body. Up he rose from his Agwenti. Called he the three mighty messengers. Give the commands that shattered the world. He just witnessed some shit finna happen. Okay? That Atlantis about to basically is finna sink. So this is what he witnessing. Deep neath earth's crust the halls to Amenti. Swiftly descended the dweller. Called he then on the powers the seven lords welded. Changed the earth's balance. Down sank Atlantis beneath the dark waves. Just so y'all know, they actually have actual statues, pyramids underwater that to prove the existence of Atlantis, that it actually sunk. Okay, you can look that up. They look like Egyptian monuments. Because remember, Egypt is a replica of Atlantis, and Atlantis is a replica of Sirius. That's according to the Hermetica. Okay, so it's just connecting dots, you understand? But according to the Hermetica, Egypt is a replica of Sirius. So we know that Atlantis is a replica of Sirius, because it was the Atlanteans that gave the knowledge to the children of Cam. So it's just that simple. Anyway, continuing on. Shattered the gateway that had been opened. Shattered the doorway that led down below. All of the islands were shattered except Unal. Remember, because Unal, wait a minute, never mind. And the part of the island and the sons of the dweller. Preserved he them to be the teachers. Lights on the path for those to come after. Lights for the lesser of children of men. Called he then Thoth before him. Gave me commands for all I should do, saying, take thou, O Thoth, all of your wisdom. Take all your records. Take all your magic. Go thou forth as a teacher of man. Go thy forth preserving the records until in time light grows among men. Light shalt thou be all through the ages, hidden yet found by enlightened men. Over all earth give we ye power. Free thou to give or to take it away. Gather thou now the sons of Atlantis. Take them and flee to the people of the rock caves. Fly to the land of the children of Cam. Then gathered I the sons of Atlantis, and to the spaceship I brought all my records. Now let me say something. When it talk like this, that Thoth is entrusted with giving knowledge to all of the nations that are in the darkness. So could it be that Thoth was the one, the main leader, to lead his people to other civilizations that were in a dark age state to give them knowledge? Could it be? Now this shit got me thinking that Count Saint Germain could have been Thoth, Thoth-The-Atlantean. You know, I always wondered, because it was Count Saint Germain that really gave the Caucasians true understanding of esoteric things. And you gotta remember, those could take on other bodies now, while his Atlantean body laid in suspended animation in a Menti. Alright? Anyway, brought the records of sunken Atlantis, gathered I all of my powers, instruments many of mighty magic. Up then we rose on wings of the morning. High we arose above the temple, leaving behind the three indweller. Deep in the halls neath the temple, down neath the ways sank the great temple, closing the pathway to the lords of the cycles. Yet ever to him who was knowing, open shall be the path to Amenti. Amenti fast fled. We then on the wings of the morning. That's just, they was in a spaceship. Led to the land of the children of Cam. If y'all don't, I'ma just say it like this. By now you should know that UFOs are real and extraterrestrials are real. You can't be that fucking simple-minded to think that we are the only beings in the universe. And we are the top of the chart. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, let's continue. Just had to get that out the way. Because I know we got a lot of dumb motherfuckers that's still stuck in the first dimension. Anyway. There by my power I conquered and ruled them. Talking about the children of Cam. Raised I to light the children of Cam. Deep neath the rocks I buried my spaceship. He's buried it under the Sphinx, as it has already said. Okay. Said he buried his spaceship. Erected a marker in the form of a lion, yet like unto man. So some people said that the Sphinx was the face of a woman. Nah, according to Thoth, the one that built the motherfucker, he said that it was like unto man. So I'm guessing it was a man face. Look like a man face to me. Okay. And then somewhere I read in another book that the Sphinx actually was brought from Atlantis to the land of Chem, or Egypt, the land of the black people. Now, let's continue. There need the images rest yet my spaceship, for to be brought when need shall arise. Remember the Clash of the Titans? That's when that spaceship gonna come up. That motherfucker up high. I ain't no telling what type. It's got to be in good shape. I don't know. It's been sitting up for years. Know ye, O man, that far in the future, invaders shall come from out of the deep. Damn reptilians, insectoids, the motherfuckers coming. Then awake ye, who have wisdom, bring forth my ship, and conquer with ease. Deep neath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. Each to the other is the keystone. Each the gateway that leads into life. You see this? Deep neath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. Each to the other is the keystone. So he didn't hid a secret in that damn pyramid he built. The one that Khufu reconstructed and put his name on. Each the gateway that leads into life. Follow the key I leave behind me. Seek in the doorway to life shall be thine. Seek thou in my pyramid. Deep in the passage that ends in a wall. So he giving you the blueprint to where to find his key at. Use thou the key of the 7, and open to thee the pathway will fall. I ain't talking about these 7 lords, these 7 chakras, and these hieroglyphs that they put on a wall. They are actually thought forms. You can't even really understand these hieroglyphs unless your third eye is open. Okay, and I'm getting this knowledge. This knowledge just came from the Lamas in Tibet. And a book that I read, I can't remember what book it was, but I read the shit. I think it was by Lab St. Rample, one of his books. But the only way the hieroglyphs are going to be read is if your pineal gland is open and you can see these thought forms in actual action taking place. It's like it's basically you would be seeing a live footage of video just in thought formation. Like you'll literally be able to see the thoughts that they ingrained within these walls. Okay? I don't know if y'all following this. This shit is probably beyond the average person. Put it this way, imagine if you could actually see your thoughts being projected in front of your face. That's a thought form. Okay? Imagine you sad, and then when you project and then whenever that emotion takes a form, it looks like a sad face of somebody. That's a thought form. And this is what the Egyptians did with the hieroglyphs. But you can only see it once the third eye is open. And that is the end of tablet 5 concerning the dweller. Amram tablet 6, the key of magic. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Oh yeah, this for all you magicians now. Y'all need to pay close attention to this. I know my magicians in the house, because this the type of channel that pulls in the magicians. I know y'all sorcerers, y'all lurking too. But let's tune in, baby. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark ye to the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long, long ago in the days of the first men, warfare began between darkness and light. Men then as now were filled with both darkness and light. And while some in darkness held sway, and others light filled the soul. Age old is this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely is it fought all through the ages, using strong powers hidden to men. Adepts have there been filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light. Adepts have there been filled with the darkness, struggling always against the light. But others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where'er ye may be, in all ages and plains, surely ye shall know the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning, descending, found the world filled with night. There in the past time began the struggle, the age-old battle of darkness and light. Many in that time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. I like the way Thoth, he make this shit so poetic. Fiercely withstood they the masters of brightness. Fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. Sought they ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind man to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into man by the powers of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. Banded together as in order, brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonists, they to the children of men. Walk they always secret and hidden. Oh, he talking about the damn demiurge? Nah. He talking about y'all the bitch ass and his little entourage. I know this shit. Okay? Because the Egyptians taught about, it was the Egyptians that brought the Gnostic text, or the Gnosis, okay, to the world. And it was Thoth that taught them about Yaldabaoth and the demiurge. Walk they always secret and hidden. See, antagonistic is the demiurge that is antagonistic, okay, to the spiritual side. They want to keep us in this physical realm so that they can keep us slaves and that we will never break free through this bondage as far as this third dimension by continuing what they're doing, continuing to recycle our souls through reincarnation. And they only give us a glimpse of the higher dimension, which is really not even high because it's the fourth dimension, which is ruled by the demiurge, the archons, and Yaldabaoth with his bitch ass. The jealous God, the one and only God. The one and only, the so-called one and only God, which he's really not. He's a subordinate God. So for more information concerning these antagonistic, low vibrational beings that hide in secret and stay hidden, go watch my video. It's called The One and Only Jealous God, Yaldabaoth Revealed. Watch part 1, 2, and 3, or you can just watch the whole thing where I just connected all of them and put them in one video. But if you want to see it word for word, go watch part 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Let us continue. Now we're going to see what Maurice Durrell has to say concerning this here passage of this tablet. Let's go. In this tablet, Thoth speaks of magic, using the term to denote the usage of developed power in the warfare between forces of order and disorder. This warfare has continued since the fall of man in the first cycle, and will continue unless the cosmic consciousness is ready to pass through Untitled. Okay? There are adepts who use the great powers of the cosmos for destruction instead of construction. For law operates either for good or evil, positive or negative. This is just that balance. This is why you got the dark side of the universal family, which would be considered the shape-shifting reptilians, the reptoids from the Draconian constellation, the insectoids, the greys, and like these lichen types of beings. So you have the positive pole and the negative pole. So you have the Great Council or Galactic Federation, the Exalted Assembly, the people of Agartha, the King of the World. You have people such as Simeon Toko, Sheikh Amadou Bema, Count Saint Germain, Franz Bardon, Sanat Kumara, Lord Cananda, okay, Hilarium, the God Tabar. You got all these different light beings that work in the favor of the positive pole, and then you got the negative motherfuckers in which I just named. Those adepts who use cosmic force for destruction were and are the Dark Brothers. I'm going to put that in there, in R, because they ass ain't gone. black magicians who fought against the children of light. This is why people like Simeon Toko, every time somebody like Simeon Toko is amongst us, he's hunted down. People with supernatural abilities, they're hunted down and killed in a prejudiced manner because Simeon Toko was a brother of the light, and the dark brotherhood is antagonistic to the brothers of light. Okay, so this is why the CIA had the Black Jesus Project to get rid of Simeon Toko. For more information concerning Simeon Toko, go watch my video, Proof Beyond Proof That Nothing is a Conspiracy Concerning the New World Order, aka the Elites. Go watch that video, and I go in great detail explaining why there has always been a hidden agenda to exterminate black people on this planet Earth in the seeking of murdering those type of God-given supernatural abilities of people such as Simeon Toko while they were hunted by the CIA, aka the elites, or these dark brothers of destruction. Let me continue, because I know what he talking about. That's why I had to go in on that shit right quick. Okay, the Black Brotherhood is the antithesis of the White Brotherhood. So it's the negative side, or the other side of the White Brotherhood. One destroys and the others build. The Black Brotherhood has an organization known today as the Black Duck Pass. The Adepts having their chelas as the white Adepts have. They pattern their organization after that of the White Lodge and often deceive men into thinking they are of the White Lodge. That's that bullshit. I'm going to say this before I continue. For more information concerning what these wicked motherfuckers doing in their Masonic lodges, because that's where they doing the wicked shit at. Not only that, they doing the shit in Bohemian Grove. Go watch, not watch, but go read Franz Bardon's book. It's called, what's the name of that damn book? Yeah, it's called Fabredo the Magician. Franz Bardon, a brother of the light, he takes you into the inner sanctum of what these motherfuckers be doing. They got 99 lodges, and consequently, Allah has 99 attributes. Could it be that these motherfuckers are playing the role of Allah, of God? Could it be that these are the ones manipulating the Bible? I mean, the Bible can be manipulated. If you can read the shit, then you can make it happen. Okay? You can make it happen if you can read it. There's 99 attributes to the word Allah. And these people are playing the role, they're playing the arm, leg, and head of Allah. This, if you ask me, this is what I'm getting at this shit. This when you read Fabredo the Magician by Franz Bardon. He take you into that inner sanctum, how they doing sacrifices and shit. How they summoning demons. Okay? How they doing putting people up under hypnosis. How they're summoning what's that motherfucker with the goat head? Y'all know that motherfucker. They call Pan, the god Pan. According to Fabredo Magician, they really are summoning this goat-headed half-human. And he is supposed to be the devil, according to Fabredo the Magician. Okay? We all have our suspicions of who the devil is, but according to Franz Bardon, the brother of the light, he's saying that they're summoning this wicked motherfucker, the devil. And each one of these Masonic brothers of the craft, the Dark Brotherhood, they have a personal demon that gives them certain capabilities over the average person. Some of them bless them with clairvoyance, some of them bless them with telepathy, but they only have one. But the thing about the brothers of the light, they have 72 demons Damians at their service. Okay, and in order for these dark brothers or Freemason fraternal people of the craft, they have to make a pact with this goat-headed deity, Pan. Okay? Even though we know there's an esoteric meaning behind Pan and all that shit, I already made a video about that. But I'm talking about the book that is called Fabredo the Magician. This is what it presents to its reader. Okay, so y'all go check out Fabredo the Magician by Franz Bardon. Also get Initiations into the Hermetics by Franz Bardon. And they got another book, and it's, let me think, I can't really think of the name, but it might hit me though. Yeah, it's called The Practice of Magic Evocation. Get all Franz Bardon books. Okay, he got another one too, dealing with the Kabbalah or something. But anyway, I just had to throw that out there so y'all can understand what we dealing with when it comes to these Black Brotherhood and this White Lodge organization. Okay, so you got two organizations, one of the light and one of the darkness. This shit is critical information so that we can understand what's going on behind these closed doors. And when a brother somebody that's of the dark lodge or Freemasonic order find out that you got these type of abilities, they feel like you a threat. They don't give a fuck what you do. But when somebody develop these psychic, clairvoyant, telepathic, telekinesis abilities, they coming for your ass. This is when they come at you. This is why many of these brothers of the light have stayed hidden in Agartha, because they know what's gonna happen. Remember, it's like Clash of the Titans. The angels didn't come until the Titans awoken. Okay? They didn't give a fuck what went on Earth. They did not interfere in man's affairs. They didn't come until the Titans got unleashed, goddammit. And the Titans come from underground. Okay? And guess who the angels are according to the Gnostic text? They are the rulers, or they are the servants of Yaldabaoth, the jealous God. I'm just telling you what the shit say, because it say Yaldabaoth created angels. The jealous God, the nothing ass motherfuckers that trapped our soul in the physical body because he was jealous, and he created the ego, physical brain, and shed our solar body, which shed off our 12 DNA strands and shed off our junk, so-called junk DNA, which is really angelic DNA, because he got jealous because we were superior than him, his entourage, which were the angels and the goddamn demons and the archons, which are the zodiacs. We had power over all them. We were more superior. So he created an ego and lowered the vibration and caused physical manifestation. I'm telling you what the shit say. Okay, and some of it just common sense that I'm bringing to you. So this is why y'all need to go watch that video I made concerning Yaldabaoth, the jealous God. Okay, go watch it now. Check it out so you can understand that the jealous God in the Bible is the enemy. And this is who Thoth is talking about when he talked about brothers of darkness. You know, they are antagonistic and they hide in secret and stay hidden. Okay, but let me continue. I just had to go in on that shit because this is shit that needs to be explained, what is going on right here. I want y'all to be able to see it in y'all mind's eye. Like I done grabbed y'all mind and took y'all in the inner sanctum of these wicked motherfuckers. I want you to be able to see it. Okay, now where was I? Okay. The pattern. Wait, shit, we gotta start back up here somewhere. The Brotherhood has an organization known today as the Black Duck Pass. The Adapts having their Cheelahs as the White Adapts have. They pattern their organization after that of the White Lodge and often deceive men into thinking they are of the White Lodge. They help men to gain certain things and powers until they have them in their toils. There you go, the Illuminati. Motherfuckers selling their soul and shit. You know, they doing it now. They was doing it back then, they doing it now. These are the same motherfuckers that was affecting Atlantis. They still doing this shit. Then when there is no escape, they clamp down. They have certain specific powers developed, such as opening the seventh dimension and calling in elementals to fulfill their purposes. Damn, the seventh dimension? Shit. They have the power of mind control through thought transparent and hypno. I just said that shit. They have, let me read it again. They have certain specific powers developed, such as opening the seventh dimension and calling in elementals to fulfill their purposes. Man, I just said that shit. And I done told y'all that a lot of these gods are thought forms that took to themselves their own being, because for so many centuries, millions of people gave energy to this thought form, and they created these beings that live in seven dimension. So a lot of these gods were created by people creating this ectoplasm till it became its own being on dimensions, and these beings even rose past the dimension that was in the fourth dimension and went higher. Okay, man, I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell y'all some good shit now. Let me continue. They have the power of mind control through thought transfer and hypnosis. Just said that shit. That's what Fabredo, the magician, talks about, the book by Franz Bardon. Through this, they gain control of the mind and lead it into disorder. If one surrenders to the Black Brotherhood and signs his name on their book, he is bound to them through that incarnation, selling your goddamn soul. I just said that shit too. They've been doing this shit since Atlantis. Y'all don't hear me though. Goddamn it, I'm telling y'all what's happening around here. Man's soul must be bound if it desires to advance in light. They want your signature. You signing your soul away. Put it on paper. There's some spiritual shit when you sign shit. It's gotta be spiritual. How can it not be spiritual if you signing something and they own your damn soul because you signed something, and they want you to sign it in blood so you can leave an energy signature on it? Because within your blood is specks of light photons, which is pieces of your soul. This is how you said he's selling your soul. Don't do it. Fuck them riches and fame, because they own your ass during that incarnation. Okay? Surrender to the dark forces entails the shutting off of light. You hear that? Only through darkness and disorder is man bound to flesh. Therefore, he should become light and ordered. The Dark Brotherhood always tries to pull down a person who has gained development along the path of light, for they have already developed powers. It is for this reason that the person who is highly developed has to withstand more than the person of little or no development. See, Simi and Toko. The more one has learned of light, paradoxically, the more he knows about manipulation of disorder, and the more valuable he is to the Black Brotherhood. I just said that shit. I just said that shit. See? And this is the interpretation of what Maurice Durrell is saying. Now, we're going to continue to read this, but first we got to go and see what Thoth is saying in the Emerald Tablets. We're gonna get back over it so we can continue his interpretation, but it has to be on this, because we're on the next page. Silently, secretly, use they their powers, enslaving and binding the souls of men. See? Silently, secretly use they their power, enslaving and binding the souls of men. Unseen they come and unseen they go. Man in his ignorance called them from below. You hear that? They summoning the goddamn demiurge, the goddamn Yaldabaoth. Okay? Dark is the way to the dark brothers. Dark is the way the dark brothers travel. Dark with the darkness not of the night. Traveling earth, they walk through man's dreams. power have they gained from the darkness around them, to call other dwellers from out of their plane, in ways that are dark and unseen by men. Into man's mind space reached the dark brothers. Let me read it again. Into man's mind space reached the dark brothers. Around it they closed the veil of their night. There through its lifetime that soul dwells in bondage, bound to the feathers of the veil of the night. Mighty are they in the forbidden knowledge, forbidden because it is one with the night. Hark ye, O man, and listen to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. Keep thy face ever turned toward the light. He telling you, don't sell your soul to these motherfuckers. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow only has come through the veil of the night. Amen. Heed ye my warning. Strive ever upward. Turn your soul to the light. The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers, those who have traveled the pathway of light. For well know they that those who have traveled far toward the sun on their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. List ye, O men, to he who comes to you, but weigh in the balance with his words be of light. Easy it is to follow their pathway, easy to follow the path that they lead. But yet, O man, heed ye my warning. Light comes only to him who strives. Hard is the pathway that leads to the wisdom. Hard is the pathway that leads to the light. Many shall ye find the stones in your pathway, many the mountains to climb toward the light. Yet know ye, O man, to him that o'ercometh. Now let us read the interpretation by Maurice Durrell. Maurice Durrell is supposed to have been a brother of the light. Okay, this is what has been claimed when you research him. He's supposed to be one of the great white brotherhood. So if he is, then he should know what the fuck he's talking about. The development of reason and balance is necessary so that we can separate darkness from light, order from disorder. In the words of those who come to us, only through overcoming obstacles and continual striving will the goal be obtained. In opposition to the black brotherhood stands the white lodge, striving constantly to free men from disorder and warding off the powers of the black brotherhood. If the seeker has his real desire on light and not power, the white lodge will stand between him and the dark brotherhood, for they have greater power than the black brotherhood. You hear that? If your intentions is right and you ain't trying to just get power and dominate people and shit, the white brotherhood would stand between the dark brotherhood so they won't come between you and the light. Okay? Yet the blacks are allowed to exist, for they form a part of the darkness which man must overcome and rise above. The warfare between the forces of the black brotherhood and the white lodge has continued since the beginning. The masters and great adepts of the white lodge use the power of the awakened sun, okay, and man to guard and protect. The masters and great adepts of the white lodge use the power of the awakened sun and man to guard and protect. So that's talking about the Kundalini. They light stealers. That's why they feed off your light photons, because when you're stressed and you're depressed, you send off light particles and they feed off of it. Okay? They call this loose. They feeding off what they call loose. Whereas we breathe in plants carbon dioxide, because plants basically shitting and we breathing in a shit. That show you how much of a low level we are on in this third dimension. We have a nothing ass motherfuckers feeding off of us, surviving off of us, feeding off our photonic light particles. That's why we are in the condition we are in, met with struggle and strife, depression and stress and pain and suffering. Because there's something feeding off of us, whereas we're feeding off plants. By surviving, breathing in a shit now, and it's converted as carbon dioxide. Ain't that some shit? It show you we are on a low level of survival. Then we gotta walk around with a septic tank on our body because we told them shit everywhere we go. I just want y'all to know and understand that the physical body is grotesque. This is why we must strive to unlock the light body that is our God-given natural birthright. Okay? Y'all need to go check out the video to understand the video, the truth about the bloodthirsty, jealous God, Yaldabaoth, in which I made, so y'all can understand where I'm coming from with this here. Okay, now let's continue. Where was I? The masters in greater depths of the white laws use the power of the awakened sun in man to guard and protect. The children of light, they who never lost their original oneness, are also guardians of man who is their brother. They are custodians of secrets that push back the darkness, and these are given to the ones who travel the way toward mastership. The one who desires to be a master must learn mastery of the laws which regulate manifestation. He must conquer fear and walk unafraid on the pathway of light. The secrets of thought regarding the operation of the law of protection are offered. Only by knowing can you conquer. You must use the knowledge given, otherwise it is useless. Many of the vibrations which seem negative are really from within our own self, not from outside conditions. Lack of mind balance often results in the arousing of such negative thoughts that we really feel as if outside entities or forces were at work on us. Think about that shit. This is why sometimes you can be psychic, attacking your damn self. For more information concerning psychic attacks, go watch my video. It's called Psychic Attacks and How to Defend Against a Psychic Attack. Now let us continue with the emerald tablets of Thoth concerning magic. We're going to start right here so we can pick up from where we left off after reading the interpretations by Maurice Durrell. Yet, know ye, O man, to him that o'ercometh free will, he be on the pathway of light. Follow not the dark brothers ever. Always be ye a child of the light. For know ye, O men, in the end light must conquer, and darkness and night be banished from light. Listen, O man, and heed ye this wisdom. Even as darkness, so is the light. When darkness is banished and all veils are rended, out there shall flash from the darkness the light. Even as exist among men the dark brothers, so there exist the brothers of light. Antagonists, they of the brothers of darkness, seeking to free men from the night. Powers have they mighty and potent, knowing the law the planets obey. Work they ever in harmony, in order, freeing the man's soul from its bondage of night. Secret and hidden walk they also, known not are they to the children of men, yet known they ever they, yet know they ever, yet know that ever they walk with thee, showing the way to the children of men. Ever have they fought the dark brothers, conquered and conquering time without end. Damn. Yet always Light shall in the end be mastered, driving away the darkness of night. So we see and we understand that Thoth is talking about the demiurge. Okay? Amen. Know ye this knowing. Always beside thee walk the children of light. Masters they of the sun power. Ever unseen yet the guardians of man. Open to all is their pathway. Open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of dark amenity. Free of the halls where life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning. Children of light to shine among men. Like men are they, and yet are unalike. Never divided were they in the past. One have they been, and one is eternal. Throughout all space, since the beginning of time, up did they come in oneness with the all. One. Up from the first space, formed and unformed. Given to men have they secrets that shall guard and protect him from all harm. He who would travel the path of a master, free must he be from the bondage of night. Now let's read the interpretations of Maurice Dorel. Apply the light of reason to the disturbance and find if it is from within or without. If from within, start a vibration in the pineal and send it in irregular waves through the body. That is, send the first wave through one count, send another wave, count 3, another wave, then 2, and so on. After doing this for a while, send it through in regular waves in this manner. Send wave, count 2, wave, 2, and so on. If upon examination you find that it is an outside force, you should go into a dark room or cave and draw a circle around yourself, not closing the circle until you are within it, and follow the formula as given. The formula given is serviceable for others as well as yourself. The power given may be used. Now, for more information concerning what he's talking about, go read go read Franz Bardon's book, The Practice of Magic Evocation. It teaches you how to draw the circle around you and how to do these esoteric, occultic things. It teaches you, I'm not going to go into all that shit. I'm sticking to this book right here, right now. But to basically simplify, it teaches you how to banish shit, summon things, okay, how to become the god of your universe, your personalized universe. Okay, it is used basically to program the subconscious mind. Alright? Anyway, go check out the book, The Practice of Magical Evocation by Franz Bardon. Continuing on with the emblem tablets of Thoth. Conquer must he the formless and shapeless. Conquer must he the phantom of fear. Knowing must he gain of all the secrets. Travel the pathway that leads through the darkness. Yet ever before him keep the light of his goal. Obstacles great shall he meet in the pathway, yet press on to the light of the sun. Now let's talk about this fear. When you get scared, all you doing is inviting low entities on low vibrational planes. So it's only your fault that they are attacking you. You're really attacking your damn self. Okay, so there's nothing to fear. That's why they say it ain't nothing to fear but fear itself, but they never explain the shit. But that's what it means. Hear ye, O man, the sun is the symbol of the light that shines at the end of thy road. Now to thee give I the secrets, how to meet the dark power, meet and conquer the fear from the night. Only by knowing can ye conquer, only by knowing can ye have light. Remember, Thoth, he would use the dark forces, and he would also use the light forces. So this is how he remained untouchable when it came to death. He was doing that shit that lady was doing on Doctor Strange. She was summoning the dark forces. So this is what he's talking about. Now I give thee the knowledge. Now I give unto thee the knowledge, known to the masters. Y'all gotta listen close to this shit now, because he giving the knowledge known to the masters. And knowing that conquers all the dark fears. Use this, the wisdom I give thee. Masters thou shalt be of the brothers of night. When unto thee there comes a feeling drawing thee near to the dark gate, examine thine heart and find if the feeling thou has come from within. If thou shalt find the darkness thine own thoughts, banish them forth from place in thy mind. Send through thy body a wave of vibration, irregular first and regular second. So irregular, that gonna mean that it's gonna be frantic, panicky, fearful, and then you just gonna wash it out the way with positive thoughts. Repeat that time after time until free. Okay? Start the wave force in thy brain center. Direct it in waves from thine head to thy feet or foot. But if thy findest thine heart is not darkened, be sure that a force is directed to thee. Only by knowing can thou overcome it. Only by wisdom can thou hope be free. Hope to be free. Knowledge bring wisdom, and wisdom is power. Attaining ye shall have power over all. Now, you can also use this here meditation that Thoth is giving if you feel you are under psychic attack. This is a great, y'all need to screenshot this shit, memorize this shit, use this shit. Okay? Let's keep it pushing. Seek ye first a place bound with darkness. Place ye a circle round about thee. Remember, go read the book where he talk about the magic circle. Go read the book by French Bardon. A magic is called, hold up. This is the book you need to read so you can understand what he talking about. This is in the book, The Magic Circle. Okay? But first, before you read this book, you need to read right here his other book, Initiation into the Hermetics. You're going to need to read this one, Initiation into the Hermetics. Okay? You got to have this foundation first before you deal into this. Okay? So this is what Thoth-The-Atlantean is bringing forth what he's talking about. Alright? Now let me continue. Seek first a place bound with darkness. Place ye a circle around about thee. Stand erect in the midst of the circle. Use thou this formula, and thou shalt be free. Raise thou thine hands to the dark space above thee. Close thou thine eyes, and draw in the light. Call the spirit of light through the space-time using these words, and thou shalt be free. Fill thou my body, O spirit of life. Fill thou my body with the spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the seven lords rule. Name them by name. I, the seven. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. By their names. I call them to aid me. You got to call on these. You got to call on them. This is what he's telling you after you draw the circle. Now we about to call them. By their names I call them to aid me. Free me and save me from the darkness of night. Untainus, Quartus, Cheeto or Cheeto, Guyana, Horto, Simveta, Ordo, Simveta Ordo. We're going to say it again. Untainus, Quartus, Cheeto, Guyana, Hordo, Simveta Ordo. By their names I implore thee. Free me from the darkness and fill me with light. He done gave you a whole ritual. This is what Thoth-The-Atlantean has done. He's given you a ritual to shake off the darkness, the brothers of darkness that may be trying to attack you. Okay? Know ye, old men, that when ye have done this, ye shall be free from the fetters that bind thee, or bind ye. Cast off the bondage of the brothers of night. See ye not that the names have the power to free by vibration the feather that bind? Use them at need to free thou thine brother, so that he too may come forth from the night. Thou, O man, art thy brother's helper. Let him not lie in the bondage of night. Now unto thee I give my magic. Take it and dwell on the pathway of light. Light unto thee, life unto thee. Sun may thou be on the cycle above. Now these names are vibrations. These are vibrations. These names must be repeated like a mantra, because certain vibrations unlock certain things within you. These vibrations are speaking to the seven lords. It's getting their attention. Okay? These names are not just names. These are vibrations. These are frequencies. These are frequencies. Remember that. I would hope that y'all would take this book and this ritual to heart, and this meditation to heart, in which Thoth-The-Atlantean is given. Okay? End of tablet 6 concerning the secret of magic. Concerning the key of magic.